Hello beautiful people, Carl here from Brrraaains Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial, for short, and it's horror movie review time. We're at the end. After 7 films and 16 years after the previous entry, Howling New Moon Rising, the less said about that, the better. The Howling franchise returned and it's a reboot. A failed reboot too, because as of May 2025, when this video is recorded, there hasn't been a new entry since. Coming from director Joe Nimzicki, The Howling Reborn is a bad film. But not as bad as expected. Simply put, I think the bar for this franchise is at such a low point that nothing could be worse than what we've seen so far. Howling New Moon Rising came before this, remember. Even though there are plenty of moments where this film does sink to the bottom, thankfully there are also plenty of moments where it rises too. Not to the top, it's not a patch on the best of this franchise, but I think it's more passable and kind of sits in the middle for me personally now. Starring Lindsay Shaw, Landon Laborian and Ivana Milvildvek, The Howling Reborn focuses on the character of Will, a high school student whose mother was attacked and apparently killed by a werewolf while pregnant with him. Don't roll your eyes. It is not as crap as it sounds. Now 18 years old, Will is a bit of an outcast and constantly gets the ire of a bully. Although I suspect he could probably save himself from a fresh beating if he would just stop lovingly staring at the bully's girlfriend, Ilana Winter. Yes, Will has a crush on her, but of course, she wouldn't look twice at a nerd like him, forgetting the fact that he's athletic and good looking. Until she does, and they end up at a party together, and it's there that Will gets attacked by a creature, something that he believes to be a werewolf, and when he starts to investigate, he discovers he might be linked to the mythical creature in unexpected ways.
I need you to be strong and stay with me, because you're the one who's gonna have to kill me.
And tonight, when the blue moon rises, we will lead this world into a new era.
Do you believe us now?
Spoilers, if you care, but Will is a werewolf, something that was passed on to him while in the womb. He is stronger, faster, can heal quickly, and is more dangerous than even he fully knows. He's also not alone, and that is what the latter part of the film is about. Will discovering that his coming out was planned and that someone from his past has been waiting for this moment, all so they can unleash an army of werewolves on an unsuspecting world. It's quite a dull plot point, and delivered with very little gusto. But whereas the latter part of the film becomes awkward and uninteresting, everything else up to that point I think is mostly quite watchable. It's clear that some inspiration was taken from the Twilight films, and The Howling Reborn chooses to focus on the blooming love story of Will and Ilana, who make a cute couple actually and have decent chemistry. Both are perfectly fine actors and excel when not having to talk about nonsensical werewolf stuff or act scared of shirtless young men chasing them about. Unfortunately, a decent love story is not why anyone is pressing play on The Howling Reborn, as enjoyable as it is. Everything surrounding the werewolf side of things is mostly trash, and the horror is delivered in predictable and cliched fashion. Swap out the werewolf angle for a vampire or any other supernatural evil, and the film would be exactly the same. The werewolf aspect is wholly unremarkable, and while that is par for the course with this franchise, this is supposed to be a reboot. The more things change, the more they stay the same, though. There is entertainment to be found in this film, and as far as the overall franchise goes, it's not the worst by any stretch of the imagination. But it's also not a good film by any stretch either. To be honest, did you really expect any different? It's one hell of a beleaguered franchise, and it would take something quite miraculous to resurrect it now, I think. I do believe we're done and dusted with this franchise. I just can't see it ever being brought back, and werewolf films are kind of out of vogue and lacking popularity too. It's a lackluster closer to the franchise, but being a reboot, it could have been so much worse. It's also not the worst film in the franchise overall, but my god, what a mess, right? What a mess. It's The Howling Reborn. If you've got any thoughts that you want to share with me, know what to do, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.